And here's another video I want to talk about. DallasNews.com. Higher home mortgage prices mean first-time buyers are paying 19% more each month. By Steve Brown, real estate editor. Steve Brown's paying attention. Brown, Steve Brown, baddest real estate editor in the whole damn town. Now, this is from Las Vegas, he says. Home buyers are getting a double whammy. Home prices are up and mortgage rates are up, said Frank Nothaff, chief economist with CoreLogic. Nationwide home prices are almost 7% higher than just 1 year ago, and the average long-term mortgage cost has risen by 0.7% point interest compared with this time in 2017, according to CoreLogic. That translates into a 16% increase in the monthly principal and interest payments to buy the same house, he told in a meeting of National Association of Real Estate Editors. It's even much more acute for someone who is a first-time home buyer. Naltaf said that prices on lower-cost homes are rising even faster than the overall market, almost up 9.3% year over year, along with higher mortgage rates. So again, interest rates increase if the prices of housing stays the same. You are paying more. You know, I looked at my statement the other day. We have a regular mortgage, first mortgage, which is the bulk of the mortgage, and then we have a second mortgage. And the second mortgage was put on there so that the PMI insurance would pretty much be non-existent or extremely low, because it would be based off the second mortgage or something. And we don't have to pay the PMI on the full amount of the house. So he told us we could kind of split into two mortgages. So this, I'm just looking at, and the second mortgage is $80K roughly. And I'm looking at what I pay interest, principal. Even on an $80K loan, I'm at a low, pretty low interest rate anyways. I can, me, because I know this, but I can't believe the amount that goes to quote unquote interest, not the principal. And you look at somebody and say, wow, that's just, well, what if that was twice as much? What if it was 3 times as much? You start to say, wow, one single house interest payment could potentially employ 2 or 3 people, weekly paychecks, easily. And you're like, whoa, interest is that much? But I thought interest rates were down compared to normal times. They were. So again, point of all this, if the housing market stays the same, the price of a house stays the same, and just the interest rate goes up, you have to pay more for a house. But there's a problem. You're not making enough money at your job. And while the housing prices are going up and the interest rates are rising for some freaking reason, unknown, the coincidence, your job pay isn't going up. Matter of fact, depending on what you do, what your job is, your pay might be decreasing, or the job itself, the company, may not be making as much money as they are used to, because we're in such phenomenal, awesome economic times, allegedly. But many places you look, you don't see that. So everyone's just, I'm happy to just hold on to my job, just happy to hold on to my job. So we have housing prices going up, which also means rent prices go up automatically. Interest rates going up, which makes the payment higher. A absolute recipe for disaster. That's 19% increase in the principal and interest payment in just 1 year, he said. That's the crux of the affordability challenge in the U.S. today. He's getting to where I was just talking about. Average wages around the country are only up 2.5% to 3% from a year ago. Average wages. And again, the average person listening to me right now is saying, well, that wasn't my company. We didn't have no wage increase. I didn't get no raise, right? Well, the national numbers say so, right? So the national numbers are probably fake. Unemployment, probably, numbers, fake. Everything you get is fake news. It's fake. It's all fake. The only thing that's real is when you see, oh, my direct deposit check came in today. And it's the same as it was last week. And the same as it was the week before. But everybody else got a 2.5% to 3% raise from last year to now. I didn't. Right? A lot of people are going to tell themselves that. But you're going to look for a house, right? Yeah, time to get out. I got a family, got a wife, got to start having some kids. We can't not grow. I can't stay 40 years old forever. No, we got to live. Got to live. And if housing prices are out of control during the time when you need to get a house, guess what? You're going to go get an expensive house. Too much money. But that's what the market says it's worth. I got a loan for it. They said I could afford it, when really you couldn't. And then again, little bonus later on, city government, county government, we got to raise taxes, property taxes. Why? Well, we didn't really have the pension money for the school teachers and stuff and everybody else. The management company we hired didn't do a real good job. They told us we should get around 7.5%, 8% a year, and we banked on that. And we've been 5%, 6%, 4%. Just didn't work out. We fired them. They're gone. We got a new company that's going to handle it now. And by the way, meet the new company, same as the old company, because they all invest in the same crap. They all put that money in the same fake crap. And there's a scam over here, misrepresentation over there. We didn't account for that over here. It never ends. And you get to pay for it. Again, you don't get to say no, don't increase our taxes. Let's vote on it. Oh no. The county needs the money. It's their money and they need it now. We got all these pensions to pay. And again, the pensioners. Last year in service, last year at my job, I'm going to work all the overtime I can get and collect all the pay I can possibly get, make the most money I've ever made in my life this year. And then when I end the year, my pension is reflected upon this very last year. In other words, I give myself a huge bonus for the rest of my life, the life of my pension, by working the hell out of the last year. Little loophole, that's all. But everyone can do it and everyone does it, so why shouldn't I? And then when I don't get my pension, I'm going to cry. It's my pension and I need it now. Now at the same time, you could argue, well, there's a loophole. Why is it there? Why isn't it closed? And you're right. You're absolutely right. And if everyone's doing it, who the hell isn't going to do it? Of course everyone's going to do it. And you're going to say to yourself, I just want that to last as long as I'm going to ride that horse until it dies. But ultimately, everybody gets charged property taxes. And again, you can't say no. You cannot say, I don't want that. I don't use it. I don't use the school system. I don't use that. I don't want to pay. They'll come take your house from you. Up on auction block today is this wonderful property over here, and it was paid for. All it's owed is taxes. $200,000-$300,000 house. Stop. They owe $10,000 in taxes. Auction it. Get them out of there. Again, if government would just print its own money without interest attached, no bonds, treasuries, none of that nonsense, and just pay the bills, there'd be no need for taxes, fees, none of it. None of it. You don't want to contribute to something, you don't have to. You don't get forced, or we'll take your house from you. You just don't pay because there's no need to. The government pays for it automatically. I'll say it for the 1000th time. If you have not seen the documentary, The Secret of Oz, go right to YouTube right now and search for it. It's probably on there. Got a sneeze coming on. So anyways, yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, there needs to be a reset. There needs to be a real life jubilee, and it should happen. Chances of it happening, slim to none. Oh, there's a reset coming. There's a reset. I don't think I'd be banking on any reset. When's the last time in history have you ever heard of a reset? Yeah, the reset is your dollar gets destroyed, massive hyperinflation, everything, values are destroyed, both morally and assets, values of your assets are destroyed. Go look at Venezuela. Go look at Venezuela. And now all of a sudden, what's the other? Argentina. Don't cry for me. Argentina is now back in trouble again. More dollar problems. And I heard they've got the largest loan like ever from, you guessed it, Christine Lagarde's IMF. I would like to refer you to how Greece ended, and numerous other countries, by the way. They will privatize everything in Argentina because Argentina won't be able to pay back that money. And all the public stuff that the public owns and loves is going to be owned by private parties thanks to the IMF, because they know they'll give them that money that they can't pay back. And the IMF doesn't have that money, per se. It's, basket of currencies is the SDR. However, every major Western world country, and then some, gives money to the IMF. They've all agreed. But the IMF will make the loans to those countries with that money and then say, oh, we can't pay it back, and then privatize it off to private hands. So all of us who gave the money, countries, we're not getting anything out of that. We just give the IMF like a donation. Here you go. They take the money, lend it over here. Oh, you can't pay it back? We'll give you a second loan. Different terms. Oh, you'll give us a second loan to help pay off the first loan that we couldn't pay off. Yeah. What are the terms? If you can't pay this back, the train station is ours. The water company is ours. The electric company is ours. The ports are ours. The toll roads, those are ours. But the toll roads help pay some of the bills locally. Not anymore. Oh, and for everyone riding on the toll roads, you're now going to get double charged. Double the amount of money. Why? Because we have shareholders now. And our shareholders don't hear the words recession, slow down. No, we always get money. Give me my money. We have a board meeting, and all we hear is, give me my money. Give me my money. I won. Give me my money. But it's a slowdown. There's a dollar problem. Raise the toll rates. We've lost 20% of the customers. Oh, we'll raise it even higher. Make up for it. And then the people find out later, even with these exorbitant toll fees, for example, none of that was going back, or very, very little, if any, was going back to the county or whatever. The government? Correct. It's now in private hands. They keep all of it. But who paid for the toll road? Who paid? Oh, the taxpayer did. In the beginning, the taxpayer did, because it was y'all's. You kind of owned it, even though you paid for it, but it helped the payments and the taxes collected, or the tolls collected, went to things around your city and town. Paid for things. Now that all that expense is taken care of by you, we sell it off to private hands, and then they just tax you on it. Oh, they'll fix the roads. If the toll road has potholes, they'll fix it. But the money generating mechanism is now gone. You guys got to find another way to pay for those bills locally. Can't get it from the tolls because you're now paying tolls to some private party. Do you love how this works? Do you love how they keep us in debt? And how no one covers this? You don't hear anything. You will never hear this on any mainstream news channel, ever. That's what they do. But you can go search right now on the internet and actually find factual information. You will actually hear Christine Lagarde of the IMF saying, we need privatization from Greece. We need privatization from such and such. She's saying it. They know they can't pay the loans back. And again, banks get bailed out. They got the money and they got your house. Whereas if we got the money from the bailout instead of the banks, we would have paid off a lot of our debt with the free money. But instead, the banks got the free money and you got kicked out of your house, and they got your house, the asset. So they got free money. They've got an asset that they can resell, even if they had to sell it back in 08, 09, 2010 for cheaper than it was worth at the time, because again, we had this big crash. But who cares? It was free money. They had free money on top of the asset. So they had free money plus an asset plus a mortgage later, whatever. You get nothing. Good day, sir.